Hey to everyone who is listening. Hey there. I hope anyone who is listening to this is doing well. And if you're not doing well, I hope it gets better. And I mean that mind, body, spirit, and soul. It is now going to be a new moon, and we're going to be dealing with Mercury retrograde. And I can only imagine how hectic these combinations are going to be. Because I know for me, these past, I want to say, last week and this week, it has not been easy. No, it's been a whole lot of ups and downs. Excuse the background noise, that's my fan. It has been a whole lot of uneasiness for me. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of tears in my eyes, a lot of fights internally, a lot of arguments externally, and it has not been easy. And for some people who I know, they were going through things too. And we're just in the start of Mercury retrograde coming through. So I'm just like, baby, duck for cover. Duck for cover. Take your holy oil, your Van oil, your protection oil of any kind, and protect yourself, honey. For real, for real. I am on here today because I wanted to just talk. I done went through some things that really fucked with me. And to sum it up, for those people who are like me, introverted, empathic, and for the most part, you're quiet. Like, you're not up in people's faces like that. If you're not talking to people because it's a work thing, you keep to yourself, you keep quiet. I'm gonna say this. Cuss that motherfucker out. And I know for some people are gonna be like, where did that come from? Like, what do you mean? For me in my life, well, just how I am naturally, I'm one of those people, if it takes a lot to get me there. It takes a lot to have me be ready to just go full throttle to cuss you out. And then once I'm there, if it turns into a physicality, bitch, I got you. That's my mindset. Because it takes a whole lot. Because I'm one of those people, I try my best to keep it pushing. I try my best to keep it pushing. I try my best to keep the peace for my sake, for my sanity. But what I've realized over the years is me doing that has only further taught people that I'm the one to play with. And what a lot of people don't understand is some days I can bypass your bullshit and not say anything and keep it pushing. But there are certain days where you caught me at the wrong time, feeling the wrong way, and you said the wrong thing, and I'm gonna have your head on a fucking swivel. Cause what the fuck you thought? Yes, we're gonna be using a lot of profanity today. And I realized that I have to speak up the first time. And I started coming to this realization a few years ago, but I never really put it into practice as much as I should. But now I'm like, baby, you got to. Because the way that the world is, the temperature, the setting, there are people out here who really feel like, especially in Blackistan, and for those who are like, what's Blackistan? Blackistan is the so-called black community that ain't really a community. I've realized that there are people who, like, for real, especially with black women, they feel like I could talk to you any kind of way, but let you say something in response. Let you give me the same energy I gave you unprovoked. And I'm going to cuss you out some more and take it to a physicality. And they really think and expect you to not say anything back, not retaliate. And it's been that way for me for a very long time, even when I was a teenager and a little girl. Like just how we deal with each other as women and girls in Blackistan, it's insane. And how the world deals with us is even insaner, which makes it just downright deplorable that we deal with each other this way, knowing that this is what we go through. But anyways, I noticed that unprovoked, someone will say something out of left field, talk out the side of their neck, call me all types of bitches and shit. And then the moment I give it back to you, well, if I'm a bitch, you a bitch too. Shorty, your mama a bitch too. Your daddy a bitch too. Because he ain't tell her to swallow you. Now you want to fight. Now you want to fight. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. Now you don't want to fight. You want to hit me and think I'm supposed to just let you hit me. But when you see that not only am I willing to fight you, but I'm willing to take it to the furthest extent and rock your shit and flatline you to kingdom come, not kill you, just, knock you unconscious or some shit. Concussion, something like that. Something nice that's going to be a little temporary, that's going to make you remember, have a little flashback here and there. Now all of a sudden I'm aggressive, I'm crazy, and I'm a fucking animal that needs to be locked up. Now you want to call the cops. Now you want to get the dick that you fucking to come through and regulate. But even that motherfucker done saw you start with me. So at this point, all he's doing is just trying to keep the peace. I am so fucking tired. I am someone who I live quiet. Go to work, come home, and I take care of the cats in my condominium. I don't bother nobody. One of the cats decided to have it's springtime, and the female animals are in heat, mating, pregnancy, and one of the female cats, baby girl, I didn't know she was in labor. I didn't know that was her due date. Like some of the other female cats who have been in labor, I've seen them. I've seen the facial expressions, the labor pains, the out of breath, the hyperventilation. She was quiet. And she is someone who is just codependent. She is just codependent. Like, good God, sis, back up off me. And she was extra codependent that day. And I wanted to be alone. Like my energy, I was just like, oh my gosh, I've just been giving my energy just everywhere. I need my space. I need my space. And I was outside. Sometimes I like to sit outside just to do some grounding work. Put my feet on the concrete, maybe on the grass. Have the wind blow in my face. Talk on the phone with my homegirl. Maybe sing to myself. Talk to myself and just try to figure out my life, figure out my situations. Plan my next moves. And I don't want to be up. I don't want to have cats up under me, especially when I'm walking back and forth deep in thought. And then they'll walk up under me, walk up inside and through my legs. And then God forbid if I accidentally step on a paw or a tail, you're shocked. And you're looking at me like I did this on purpose. And I promise you I didn't. This is why I told you to stop. Stay over there. When I'm walking like this and I'm deep in my thoughts, I'm not fully conscious and present looking to see where my feet are. It's not intentional. But I was sitting down and she just wanted to be up under me. And I was just like, please stop. Like, I can't. anyone who's an introvert, they understand. Once that social meter is full, it's full. Now I need to be by myself to recharge myself, my spirit, my mind, my body, my emotions. Like, I'm not doing this on purpose. I ain't doing this to be on some stank ass attitude. I'm doing this for my sanity. Just stop. It gets so bad where I can't even deal with somebody touching me, let alone a cat brushing up against my leg. And I just wanted to be in my own energy. And she just wanted to be up under me. And every time I tried to push her off me, not hard, but gently, like, shorty, stay over there, she would just get on her side, show me her belly, and then sit down on that spot for a little minute. And I'm like, okay, cool, chill. And then slowly but surely walk her way right up under my foot. Now, she is not nice to the other cats. It's crazy to me how the most codependent cats, when it comes to humans, are the most aggressive and not friendliest to their other cat counterparts. And I was like, please, if you're going to be aggressive, you got to go. If you're going to be cool, you can chill. But if you're going to be aggressive, you got to go. So I just wanted my peace. And next thing I know, she moved closer to my doorstep. And I was like, baby, if you're going to pee a poo, you're going to have to take it somewhere else. Not up underneath my door. Please. But she just stayed quiet. And then I thought to myself, is she feeling sick? Like, what's going on? And this is a cat who's normally very vocal, just so needy. Just meow, 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 meow. Just begging for affection. You give her affection, it's never enough. More, 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 more. And I'm just looking at her and I'm like, are you okay? Is there anything I could do for you? And I'm Googling up to see what's going on. And she's just quiet. And I was like, well, maybe she's hungry. Because she's a cat where I have to purposely put the food for her separately by herself to the side. And she'll eat. But these fucking cats, you could give them all the same type of meal. And because they see some other cat eating it, they just want to naturally walk over and take that other cat's plate. And it's just weird to me. And when they do that, she'll run away and just stay away. She is not social with the other cats. So I thought, okay, well, maybe she moved away and she's still hungry and she's feeling fatigued because she preggo. I picked her up, took her over there to eat. She was making her movements to eat. And then when I turned around to walk away to go sit down, she double times back to where she was, right up under my door. And I'm like, what is going on with you, girl? You're acting weird. And I was starting to feel worried. Then afterwards, she finally walked up to my doorstep and she started thrusting her neck forward. And anyone who has cats or seen cats, once they start doing the thrusting of the neck forward, they have a surprisingly long neck. Don't be fooled. And that neck is getting longer. You're like, oh, okay, throw up. Or hacking up a fur ball. And I was like, okay, you want to throw up. I don't want you doing it on my doorstep, but sis, let it out. I'll clean it up. Just get it out your system. And the next thing I know, she made a huge grunt, moaning sound. And I'm like, oh, what's going on with you? And then she was just spinning round and round. First, after she made that huge moaning sound, she's sitting up and then she's moving her head forward between her legs. And I'm like, what's going on with you? And then she's spinning round and round. And I'm like, what is this exorcist thing going on? Like, what is happening? And she's spinning round and round so fast, she's knocking my little foldable chair. And long story short, she started to give birth. And I was pissed because that is not the natural order of things. For anyone who's listening who don't know, when it comes to these outside cats that you take care of, baby, you're supposed to look for a nice, safe, quiet place. And I know too, quiet places. So it's doable because it's a huge condominium. And you're supposed to find this quiet place for your nesting as you get closer to your due date. I have never in my life ever had a cat decide pushing out and giving birth on my doorstep was the great idea to do. I've had cats who trusted me to let me know where they were hiding to give birth. But literally giving birth on my doorstep, when we live in a day and an age where I live in a place where it's the hood, it's the inner city. There's drag racing here. Sometimes I hear gunshots at night. We got raccoons, possums. Sometimes we have foxes. So many foxes has eaten up the cats. It broke my heart when I found that shit out. And you choosing to give birth. And she gave birth to 4 kittens. And she was very disheveled. She still had blood on her. And I'm just like, fuck. They're here. She's tired. She's overheating. I need to put her in a safe space. Because all I heard was cats meowing, kittens meowing loudly. All the other cats are walking up to see what's going on. And I'm scared for her. I have a little cat house that I had for one of the cats when she was in her kitten stage, soon to be full cat. She used to sleep on my doorstep. These cats drive me crazy. She used to sleep on my doorstep. And then every morning when I would step out, take out the trash, poo on my fucking doorstep. And that shit used to drive me wild. But I still kept that cat house there. It's foldable. It's kind of plastic and styrofoam. It can Velcro. You could Google it up and see. And I took her 3 newborn kittens and I put them in there because she just looked very disheveled. She had 4 of them. They were moving around in the bushes, getting lost in the bushes. And the last one that she had, the 4th one, was the one that was nursing and she was taking care of. And I'm like, no, baby, you got 4 total. You're going to have to give them all attention. So I took them all, and then I took the other one, and then she's coming back to take that one and go back to the same spot. And I picked her up and I put her in the cat house with them so she could feed them. And I just monitored her. Now, mind you, this is like 1 something in the morning, turning to 2 a.m. in the morning. And I sat and I watched. And I spent the whole day outside. The whole day. I'm talking about from that night turning to the morning. Took a nap, came back outside, spent the whole day. I just spent that whole weekend of mine outside watching her. And I know some people will be like, well, why didn't you take her inside your home? I don't have that type of setup where I can, unfortunately. And in all honesty, she's not only that, but even if I did, she's not a house cat. There was another neighbor of mine who were trying to. They put her inside, and baby girl made noise, complained, and wanted to be outside. She likes being outside. And some of the cats, yeah, that is their truth. And I thought to myself, well, let me take care of her for right now. And hopefully she'll, once she sees it's loud as fuck, is this, is that, and the third, people laughing, yelling, noise, she'll take them babies and move them to a safer space. And I was like, I'm just going to do what I can for now. She never moved them. And she just stayed in that cat house with them. and I would give her some food. But then, like I said, I try to set food up aside for her, and then the moment another cat gets too close, she runs away. So I was like, okay, well, let me put some food inside that cat house with her, because it's enough for her and the kittens